Hello everyone and welcome back to more Going Local with, definitely for the final time, I absolutely promise, Celtic. It's the end of season 3 and what a season it's been. I mean, not for you, but for me, it's been, well, one thoroughly spacebar pressing weekend. We are here, it's done, and yeah, let's just talk about it. So just a brief recap, obviously we won the Scottish Cup at the end of season 2, therefore Scotland was done, was finished. We were going to get a new job. We were going to move on. It was going to be great. The problem is there wasn't really any new jobs that I particularly wanted. Ordinarily, there's loads in the summer, but this season, loads the year before, but none when we actually needed it. We did get offered the job by Eintracht Frankfurt. I turned that down. In the end, they ended up finishing in 15th place in the Bundesliga, just 2 points clear of the relegation zone. So to be honest, probably, I'm sure we would have done better, but I think I was justified in that decision. Probably the correct decision, but that was the choice that we made. I decided to press on in the hopes that some better jobs would become available, and well, only one did, and we didn't get that. Of course, Porto, we didn't get that job. We did get offered the Everton job. They finished 7th in the Premier League, didn't win anything. So I think, yeah, by that point, I was kind of just like, we'll just go through to the end of the season and then we'll reassess. So season 3 is now done. It's gone. We'll forget about it. It's a write-off. We've still got 17 years left. And hopefully this summer we can actually get something. Now I say it was a write-off. Obviously wasn't a complete write-off because we did win the Scottish Premiership again. Obviously we don't need it for the challenge, but winning 3 league titles in a row is certainly going to help our reputation. It wasn't as good as last year. We have actually lost 2 games. I'm only saying 1 there. But we lost to Hearts and we lost to Dundee United. At least we didn't lose to Rangers, I suppose. But our glorious nearly 3 seasons unbeaten in the league came to an end towards the end. And it was disappointing. Still 104 points though. I mean, obviously not as good as last year or the year before, but still quite good. Didn't win Manager of the Year though. No, that was apparently Steven Gerrard. We've won the league. We've won the league 3 times in a row, right? We went unbeaten the first 2, nearly unbeaten in the third, and we've won 1 Manager of the Year award, whereas he's won 2. That doesn't make any sense to me, but that's the situation we live in. We won the league. Unfortunately, we did not win anything else. We lost the Scottish Cup final on penalties to Rangers. Devastating. But another league title certainly will not do any harm to our reputation. Also, Aberdeen, by the way, got relegated. They finished 3rd last year and now they've been relegated. So, yeah, it's worse for other people. And for those curious, we didn't win top goal scorer without Adam Eder. Julian beaten in 2nd place as well. Not a vintage from him. Stevie Mallon, though, still running the show in terms of assists and average rating. Not as good as last year again. More player of the match awards. But that's because Eder wasn't there, I think. But yeah, still very good. He won Player of the Year again, and deservedly so. But anyway, that is enough Celtic. We have managed Celtic for 170 games. It's time to go. It was time to go last year, but we're definitely going now. And, well, if I have to resign, I will resign. My preference is to get poached by another club so that Celtic get some compensation money, because I think that would be quite nice for them. They've done well for us. But if nothing happens today, I will be resigning at the end of the episode. That's definitely going to happen. I'm not going for another season with Celtic, that is for sure. And hopefully something will happen, because without further ado, let's get into the main topic of what today's episode is about, and that is getting ourselves a new job. And for once, there actually are more jobs available. Yes, this is much more like it. I've already applied for 4 of them. Let's talk you through it. The main one that I would like to get is Benfica. Benfica, of course, we did not get the Porto job. It's a sore point of contention. But Benfica, another great side in the Portuguese Primeira Liga, would be quite a nice option. Obviously, Porto won the league by 14 points. That could have been us. That should have been us. Bloody Valverde over here getting the job ahead of us. Benfica, not a good season by their standards. In fact, into the Europa League. They've not even made the Champions League, behind Rio Ave in 3rd. Massive season from Rio Ave. But yeah, big club, definitely a good opportunity if we can get it. Going to be some work needed, of course, but, you know, not too far away. And actually being in the Europa League is quite helpful. We, of course, need to win that. So that's my preference in terms of the jobs available. Obviously, the other really eye-catching one is Chelsea. I am a Chelsea fan for my sins. And they've had a, reasonable season. Again, Europa League. Love to be in the Europa League. That would be great. Try and win that one. Finished in 5th place. Very close behind Spurs in 4th. So their manager, who I believe was a former Argentinian player, Mateus Almeida. Yeah, he replaced Tuchel very early on. Tuchel got sacked way back in the first season. So yeah, obviously that would be quite good. That would be a good option to go for if we could. And the other two that I have applied for are Sevilla, who finished 5th in the Spanish First Division in La Liga. Again, Europa League team. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see if we can win the Europa League. Get that one ticked off as well. Decent team, Sevilla. They've got some good players still. Kouande is still there, and he's really blooming good. So that would be a nice team to manage if we can. Of course, essentially they are sort of automatically programmed to win the Europa League, so that should be easily done. The other one we've applied for is Napoli, who have had a pre-average season in Serie A, but a decent team, good reputation. The finances don't appear to be amazing, so that could be an issue. But yeah, no Europe at all for them. So I'm not, that's probably my least favoured option, but we'll see. And the other notable jobs that are available that I haven't gone for, Bilbao, basically, obviously, we are using a restricted transfer policy. We can only sign players of the nationality of the country that we're in, which of course is something that Bilbao do in real life. However, they restrict themselves down even further by only signing players from the Basque region of Spain. It'd be like if we only signed players from Norfolk and Suffolk if we were in charge of Norwich, which for me is too restrictive. I don't want to have that much of a restriction, and that's kind of shown by the fact that Bilbao have never finished higher than 3rd in the last 10-20 years or so. So while it would be interesting, I'm not going to go to Bilbao. And the other option is Valencia. Basically, I don't really want to go to Valencia because Peter Lim is not the most easy owner to work with. So we're going to go forward and see whether we get any of these jobs. I hope we get one of them. Of course, whoever gets these jobs may well then leave another job, which would be interesting going to. Some other people may well get sacked or just sort of leave their clubs down the line in a few weeks' time. We're only on the 3rd of June. You never know. Of course, if we resign as Celtic manager, then that will create another vacancy. But as I said, I'd rather not do that, simply because I'd like the club to get some compensation if can be possible. Basically, most of this episode will just be me checking this screen repeatedly. No other vacancies. I mean, the other vacancies, just for the record, Sparta Rotterdam and Dijon. We've waited a whole season. We turned down Eintracht Frankfurt. You know, we need to be setting our ambition as high as possible to get these trophies won in the time. Otherwise, the challenge will be failed, and we'll either have to sort of extend it and admit defeat that way, or just give up. Oh, and I should say as well, for all you Adam Eder fans, which let's face it, we all are, he did actually get sold by Norwich to West Brom. They bought him for £22.5 million. 12 goals in the Premier League for West Brom is probably the best Premier League return I've ever seen him get when he wasn't playing for a team managed by me. So full credit to him. Not as good as his incredible SPL year, but still very good. And we are starting to get bids in for players. Like in Cham, there's a bid from Sheffield United. I think it might be time for me to resign because I don't want to start doing transfers. That's unfair to whoever's going to replace me. Have we been in charge for exactly 3 years? 2 years, 345 days. I mean, do we go for another 20 days? I think that's probably pushing it, really. I'm going to go forward another week. And then if nothing is sort of happening, we haven't had any interviews yet, then I think I will put my notice in. And then just give Celtic time to replace me a bit longer than otherwise would be the case. Right, it's Friday again. It's been a week. There's been nothing in terms of jobs. We've not got any new jobs available, and we have not heard back from any of these jobs. So, yep, that's fun. I think let's create another job. It's been wonderful. It's been a great time. It's been a lot longer than I was hoping, but then sometimes the best things are, really, aren't they? 3 league titles in a row, only 1 Scottish Cup and only 1 League Cup, but that's all we needed, really. The heroes we've had along the way, of course, Adam Eder has already gone, but Christopher Jullien, what a man. The goal-scoring machine. It was his weakest season last year, but still, crazy numbers. Stevie Mallon, we'll probably see him again at some point. What a legend of the assist game. Lewis Ferguson has been a hero as well. But it's time for us to say goodbye after 3 seasons. It's been wonderful, but I will now be tendering my resignation as Celtic manager. So there we go. Very brief little write-up there. Apparently, they could be Thomas Tuchel or the guy in charge of Rio Ave, which is not really massively interesting to me, but we shall see. Mass exodus, who's gone with us? Gavin Strachan, Anthony Colbert, Martin Hunter. I don't even know who this man is. Never met him before, and the other physio as well. Okay, I mean, Colbert is someone I'd like to bring in with me. He's 60, but he's a very good fitness coach, wanted by Celtic, apparently, which is interesting. But anyway, we shall see if I'm going to put them on my shortlist so I don't forget about especially these two. What are my immediate thoughts in the wake of resigning from Celtic? I mean, all of these options are pretty terrible. Like, where's the option of I've achieved everything I can, I want to go on and do something else? It wasn't a decision I took lightly, but I feel it's firmly for the best. I guess we'll go with that. You appear to enjoy a strong relationship with the Celtic board. I still do. This happened very quickly and fairly amicably. There are absolutely no problems between Celtic and myself. This is strictly business. I guess we'll go with the amicable one, because we didn't give them much of a choice about it. But to be honest, we have sort of hinted we want to go with the application for Porto. They know full well that I wanted to go to Porto because I had to persuade them to drop the compensation demand, which they agreed to. So they're happy to let me go. So yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been a great time, but we need to move on. We've got stuff to do. And bloody Paul Lambert's up in here. He wants the job. Of course he does. Of course he does. Has that created any more big vacancies? No. Why is there still no movement? This is one thing that really annoys me about the game. I was hoping it had been fixed for this year. It was a big thing during FM20, is that for some reason, in the summer, most clubs take absolutely ages to actually bother to appoint a manager. Like these clubs all sack their manager at the end of the season, and yet they haven't done anything about it yet. And what will happen is, whatever job we go to, we will get there and we will find that the AI, director of football, whoever, has sold players that I would like to have kept and has bought players that I don't want. I just don't understand why they take such a long time about it. Just, do your interviews. I've applied for the job. Get on with it. Or I suppose actually, now it's not a conflict of interest. We can actually declare interest in some of these. I'm going to declare interest in Benfica because that's the sort of one I'm prioritising. I'm going to declare interest in Chelsea as well. Well, I thought it would be a good sort of way of gauging the interest, and Chelsea fans laugh off my interest. So do the Benfica fans. So that's reassuring, isn't it? Oh, right. We've got some movement. Finally, some movement. Napoli and Sevilla, the two that I'm less interested in. Should we have not declared interest in Benfica? Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have done that. We'll go to Sevilla first. That's the one I'm most sort of keen on. I do find interviews in the game are always quite formulaic, really, to be honest. But yeah, languages, I'm fairly adept at learning languages. Go with that one. Reservations regarding the fact you've never managed in this country. Can you explain why that shouldn't be an issue? Well, I have on other saves, Jose. So, I've always been keen to do that. Having never managed a club of our stature and reputation, are you able to make a convincing case as to why that should be overlooked and you should be hired? I mean, bit rude on Celtic, really, Jose, isn't it? We beat Man City. We beat Bayern Munich. We've been in the Champions League knockouts. We'll go with this one, I guess. You so far only managed one team. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. What relevance does that have? Can you explain why you appear to be in the running for a few jobs right now? Well, because I need a job, mate, You see, this is annoying. You've been alleged to have broken promises to your players before. Yeah, that's Anthony Ralston's glitched, ridiculous promise where I literally told him I would sell him, tried to sell him, no one wanted to buy him, and then he came to me because he was upset that I hadn't sold him. So, yeah, it's a complete nonsense. I guess we'll say that, maybe. The club is looking for a capable candidate capable of performing to competition expectations, something our last managers did not do. I've got a great record of that. Do I want to work with Monchi? I mean, sure, whatever. He won't have any. I'll take his responsibilities away from him, so it doesn't really matter. Backroom staff, small budget. I'm not too bothered because we'll just mostly get other people in. I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's fine. No request to propose. There we go. Right, that's a job interview. It's very fun. I'll do the Napoli one and I'll be back in a minute. More or less the same questions, really. I mean, the Napoli one is feeling actually probably the most likely at the moment. Quick look at their squad. They've got Cesar Azpilicueta, Rugani, great player, Manolos, Benjamin Mendy. Have they just been buying Premier League players? They've got Gundogan on loan. He's apparently... he's joining Leipzig. Right, fine. They've got Shaqiri, Martinez. Literally, they've just gone to the Premier League and gone, yeah, we'll have all of them. Massive squad, but then this is Italy, so... Okay, right, well, 3 massive emails. Pep Guardiola has left Manchester City. He has decided to just leave. I guess he wants to go to Italy, maybe. Not that there's any jobs available there, Pep. So the Manchester City job is now available, and obviously we're going to be applying for that. That goes without saying. However, we haven't got the Chelsea job. We've not even made the shortlist. So, yep, they think we'd be an acceptable fit, but they haven't even given us a chance. But we have been given an interview by Benfica, which of course is my preferred option. So let's go to this one. Okay, that seemed to go relatively well. We'll see what happens and if any more jobs come up. Well, we've not been shortlisted by Man City. At least they were quick about telling us. But I mean, one for the future. I guess that sort of shows our level. We're not quite at the level of the Premier League top 6, but you know, one day we will be. Right, we've not got Sevilla. They've hired Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers. Were you working somewhere, Brendan? No, you'd already been sacked by Leicester, I think. Yeah. So our options are narrowing. Napoli and Benfica. Unless we go for Valencia. We might have to go for Valencia. Well, Celtic have indeed replaced us with the Rio Ave manager. So that was quick. The rest of you need to be a bit quicker, I think. I mean, we could go to them. They are in the Champions League, but I don't think that kind of seems like a bit of a fluke, maybe. Yeah, their squad's not quite the level I'm really looking for. We've not got Napoli. Great. They've gone with Roberto Mancini. That was looking the most likely. We've not got that. Should have gone to Everton, shouldn't I? Should have gone to Eintracht Frankfurt. We wouldn't be in this situation. We're down to one job. Now that job is the one I want most, but I'm not feeling optimistic. Not feeling optimistic at all. You know, I was so optimistic today. So optimistic. Yeah, we've got 4 jobs we've gone for. It's going to be fine. We're going to get at least one of them. No. It was a false hope. It's quickly becoming another nightmare. Just please, Benfica, please give me the job. Well, Valencia have hired Slot from Feyenoord. Right, were you actually at Feyenoord? He was. Now, Feyenoord is interesting because, of course, they're in the Eredivisie. Now, while my preference for Eredivisie is obviously Ajax and I guess maybe PSV, Feyenoord, they're an option. They're apparently the 4th best side according to the season preview. The 4th best side. I mean, we're kind of desperate here, so we're going to apply for Feyenoord. That's the option that we have today at the moment. I'd rather go to Benfica, but I will apply for Feyenoord. No, they've gone with Thomas Tuchel. Why is it this hard? We won 3 league titles. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Give us the job, mate. Come on. I mean, Feyenoord, we're looking at you guys. This is kind of our only hope. What is your squad like? We've got John Joe Kenny and Tom Davies. It's a full-on Everton reunion. Right, and Patrick Bamford as well. Yes, right. Definitely. I want Feyenoord. If we can get Feyenoord, I want Feyenoord. Even if it's just... I mean, clearly we should have gone to Frankfurt, right? That was a mistake. We should have gone to Frankfurt when we had the chance. But even if Feyenoord is a struggle, even if it takes a few years to overthrow Ajax, even if we never do, if we just walk out the door and go to Ajax straight away, if it becomes available or somewhere else, I don't know. Feyenoord, I'm happy with Feyenoord. That would be good. Let's go to Feyenoord. Okay, here we go. It's a full month after we quit Celtic, and this could be it. Feyenoord. Yes. Let's get down to business. I would love to work in Holland, the Netherlands, whatever you call yourself. Can't wait. Okay, that seemed to go well, but then the other 4 seemed to go well. We don't know. But I don't want to declare interest. I don't want to seem too keen. We'll just wait. I'm hopeful, though. Of course, City and Chelsea yet to appoint a manager, although actually that might be because of work permits. Are they going for someone? Yes, City are appointing Gallardo, who's the Real Madrid manager, so that could create more opportunities. Chelsea are appointing Marcelino, who is unemployed, so that won't help. But, well, I mean, the Real Madrid job's going to become available, and then I doubt we're going to get that if we don't get the Sevilla job, but you never know. And then if not, someone else will. We might get their job. Right, finally, some progress. Rio Ave have hired Leonardo Jardim. Chelsea have hired Marcelino. But it looks like we might have finally actually got a job, and it's going to be Feyenoord. Obviously not the prominent club in Holland. Ajax would be better, PSV would be better, maybe even AZ Alkmaar, but you know, they're a historic team. I'm happy with this. Suggest backroom staff changes. I mean, most of the guys I want have already quit Celtic, so we'll just have to hire them. We've got 2 assistant managers. Why? This guy, is he related to Jaap Stam? Seemingly not. I mean, we can have 3, which seems a bit like overkill, to be honest. I think I'm just going to accept this. We'll just go with it. We'll look at them down the line. I'm not too bothered. But right, Gallardo's been appointed by City, which means the Real Madrid job is available. But to be honest, I think that's kind of irrelevant. I'd love to apply for it. Maybe one day we'll go there. But I think based on everything else we've seen today, we're not going to get it. But we have got the final job, and I'm quite happy with that. 29.5 million transfer budget. Wage budget's not great, but yeah, we'll have to work with it. They want to qualify for the Europa League and then challenge for the title going forwards, which obviously is something we want to do. This might be a little bit longer, 2 years, 3 years. I mean, they might be pushing it. We'll see. Ajax are going to be tough to beat, but yeah, this feels like a good option. My thing with turning down Frankfurt, Everton, they're kind of mid-table clubs in leagues with a lot more bigger, richer clubs that are going to be more difficult to overthrow. With the Eredivisie, it is basically just PSV, Alkmaar, and obviously Ajax we're going to be contending with. It's going to be a lot more straightforward to close the gap, I think. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. Start negotiations, not even going to negotiate, just accept this. We've got a new job. We are going to the Netherlands, and we're going to be in charge of Feyenoord, which is, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a pretty good result. So we'll just have a quick look through this sort of stuff, quick look at the squad, and then we will get to know them properly next time. I'll go away, do some business, and we'll be back for the start of the new season. I've never managed in the Eredivisie before, so this is going to be quite fun. Now, historic club have won the Champions League way back in 1970. Europa League winners on 2 occasions as well, and plenty of Eredivisies too, although 2017, the only time we've won it in the last 20 years. Of course, we need to win the Dutch Cup as well. Bit more recent success there, so we'll see how we get on. As we've already had a quick look, some very interesting players. I mean, Shimikas as well, and Kenny, 2 very decent options. Norvide, Seneze, Cataldi is a very good player, and then Tom Davis, Patrick Bamford, just randomly in here. Bertrand Traore too. It's just a full-on dumping ground for Premier League rejects. I'm quite happy with this though. Some good, interesting players. Obviously, we can only sign, apart from the 2 wildcards, we can only sign Dutch players from here on out. When we're in charge of Feyenoord, only sign Dutch players. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. You want to develop young players, play attacking football, kind of what we did at Celtic anyway. We are a good fit, I think, for this team. And just to check, it was a 4th place finish in the Eredivisie last year. Not too far behind. I mean, only 3 points behind Alkmaar. So yeah, the difference between us and PSV and Alkmaar isn't very much. Obviously, quite a massive gap behind Ajax. That's going to be the problem. But we shall see how things go. I don't really understand how it works here in Holland, but we haven't qualified for Europe despite finishing in 4th place. But then Vitesse Arnhem and Heerenveen both have, despite finishing in 6th and 7th. Don't really understand that, but there's some kind of playoff thing from the looks of things, so that's great. So we did better than them and didn't qualify. Good news. But actually, maybe not being in Europe might be a help for us in terms of domestic competition. We have fewer matches. Everyone's going to be a bit fitter going forwards. You know, maybe. It might work. So yes, certainly some interesting players. I'm going to go away and sort this out, get some players in, sort the staff out as well, bring in a few familiar faces from Celtic perhaps. And there we go. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. If you are, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss what happens in our new role, in our new country. We will be back next time for the start of the Eredivisie season. Our first opponents are going to be, well, wouldn't you look at that, it's Ajax. What a terrible start that is. Literally could not have picked a worse team to start against, but a good start there, and well, we've got a chance maybe at a title challenge. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.